Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a great day. Today we are going to be looking at this StickyDashFix. This is a kit designed in Australia, and this is actually the second revision. So I did a video back earlier this year, I'd like to say in January, just going over the dashboard, and I used their StickyDashFix 1.0 edition. And yeah, so you can kind of see some of the remnants of it, but unfortunately because of quarantine I was left out of the state and I was unable to maintain the dashboard. It sat in the sun and just kind of all the UV protectant and the coatings, all that kind of wore off, and you're kind of just left with just the remnants of some of the like the hard shell protectant that started out with. It's not actually a hard shell because the dashboard is still a little soft, but like it's supposed to be. But yeah, anyway, so in that process the matte protectant wore off, and I actually made the mistake of putting a towel on top of the dashboard, and it just collected all of these little fuzzies. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try this new formula, which is not only easier to apply, but I've also been told that it's better for the dashboard. So just maybe longer lasting and just improved overall. So what we're gonna be doing is getting into this, and I'll be just looking at the results at the same time that you guys do. So if you guys like the content that I'm trying to put out, if you leave a like, that would mean a ton to me. It would help me out a lot. And also subscribe if this content is engaging for you and if you'd like to see more. I just wanted to interject here and show a couple of the items that were not included with the StickyDashFix, the kit, but I ultimately ended up using them and I felt like they improved the whole process. Everything is going to be linked in the description below, but most of the stuff you probably already have lying around your house. So here we just have a couple of microfiber towels. You'll see I ended up using it to buff out the dashboard at the end, and I end up even using one that I threw away, but I ended up using it as in place of the foam applicators for the final coating that was just a little bit that was watered down. So you'll understand what I mean there. In addition to microfiber, we have, this is just like some craft paper. It's like $2. I got it at Michael's, I think, but it'll again be in the description for an Amazon link. We have some Sugru. We've used this in the past and it's held up really well, and I decided to fix this a couple additional spots on the dashboard. And then we just have a pair of scissors and some tape that goes with the craft paper. The craft paper is actually used to cover the dashboard, to cover the windshield. That helps just reduce mess, and I really wish I'd started with that. Alright, so your StickyDashFix is going to come with pretty much everything you'll need this time. I'd like to just open it up and show you what's included. That way you're not flying in blind. So we have a little how-to booklet, and this booklet is actually a lot more complete than the previous version. It actually goes over just some of your warnings and stuff to look out for. Also different fixes if you're having some patchiness or streaking and stuff like that. Inside the box we also have a microfiber and your StickyDashFix and your surface cleaner. We'll set these aside and look at those later. This is a pair of latex gloves and a like a little spray nozzle. Then we have your your foam applicator pads. So let's get back to here, what we're looking at here. So the surface cleaner, I believe what we're going to be doing is attaching the spray nozzle onto the surface cleaner bottle, and this is all the same as far as I understand. I don't know if they've changed this at all. I will notice, I don't know if you can see, but it feels like it's pressurized. That may just be the way the bottle's designed, but this doesn't have it. So anyways, the big difference that I wanted to highlight with the new formula is that the previous formula had a coating and then a matte like protectant or finisher that went over it. And the tough problem that I was having in the previous video was trying to get the finisher to go on evenly and not streak. And I've been told that they fixed that with this surface coating. The surface coating actually combines both the UV protectant and the matte finisher into one formula. So we'll try this out, and this is what I'm most excited about. So let's get this into the car and get moving. So we have finished the first portion, which was clearing off this dashboard. And as you can see, the difference is already noticeable. It's still a little shiny. We don't want a shiny dashboard, but it at least got all the fuzzes and all of the lint off, and as well as some ash that was here because of the California fires. If you guys are familiar with that, for most of you US viewers. There's I guess step one done. Next step, we are going to be taking, we're going to be taking our surface coating, and we're going to go over this just for the first coat. I'm imagining that we'll need several coats, and I may, actually now that I think about it, I may take some of that Sugru that I talked about in the previous video and put that in here. But anyways, yeah, I'll put that in the description, and I'll show you the result in just a minute. Hopefully that helps, because so far the Sugru has held up just fine. In the other places that I've put it in, you can't even tell. There were marks along this dashboard that I filled in Sugru. So Sugru's been solid, and I'm going to be putting more of that in to fill this dashboard up. Been a couple days since the last cutscene that you saw. I had to go out of town and I wasn't able to finish the project, but on the bright side, it gave it ample time to cure on the dashboard. And so I returned after having covered the dashboard and just leaving it in probably 60-degree weather Fahrenheit. And yeah, so here's what we're kind of left with. I took a microfiber cloth. Let me see if I can pull this up here. This is just from Costco, and I did a wet buff on the dashboard. So I just wet this portion and went over the whole dashboard with just some tap water, and it helps remove a lot of the streaking. But if you look closely, you'll notice there is just a little bit of streaking going on, and just a bit of patchiness. So unfortunately, I don't necessarily have a fix for that just yet. I have two options. The first one is to do what I did last time, which was to put the UV protectant on there by Armor All. I'd like to avoid this option if possible, because I do believe that it did remove a thin layer of the StickyDashFix. So I think it ultimately helped the dashboard deteriorate faster last time, just because the protectant that I put on it was kind of reduced because of the product. So ironic how the UV protectant was less protectant. But anywho, the other option that I have, the second option, is to do a diluted mix of StickyDashFix and some water, and we'll see what we can do with that. So that's the goal. We're just going to go over this with the diluted mix, and I guess I'll experiment with different strengths, but I'm going to try something that's really watered down and see if I can just get something that'll I don't know, coat it, and I can do a light buff over the front or the top. And we're done. So in the end, it took probably 4 coats of the StickyDashFix, and I also added a diluted mix on the final, as a final coat, over the dashboard. It actually, so the mixture that I found worked best for me was more like 80% StickyDashFix and 20% water, and I ended up applying it with a microfiber towel. So I kind of just dipped my my microfiber towel into the solution and then just went in circles, and it actually evened out a lot of these the uneven and patchiness that we saw on the dash. So I would say, in comparison, I'll put some of the original look and the original dash before I started this project. In comparison, it's probably 80 to 90% better. This looks like a dashboard that I don't know, it's not perfect, but it does the job, and it's no longer shiny. It doesn't reflect in your face as you drive, and people probably wouldn't be able to tell that you've done anything to the dashboard. So the camera that I'm using will kind of pick up some weird reflections and maybe make it look a little worse than it actually is, but in person it actually looks pretty decent. There are a few things I wanted to point out. Let's see if I can show here. So when you look at the dashboard, just from an angle, let's see if I can find it, but it's actually something that doesn't get picked up by the phone as well as in person. But there are all these little pieces of fuzz and nicks in the dashboard that I wasn't able to remove, and there are so many of them. That's just because of my dashboard is just so far gone, unfortunately. And yeah, if there were some way to replace the dashboard instead, I would say go for that option, because you're going to get a new dashboard and nothing's going to compare to that. But as far as getting a replacement that, you know, say you have some stickiness, say you just want to, you don't want to go through the hassle of putting on a whole new, they have like dash mats or stuff you can cover. The problem I've found with that is that they leave awkward angles and corners, and even a dash mat is going to leave a little square in the corner here for the airbag to come through. And I don't know, if you don't like that look, then this sounds like a great alternative. So I'm really happy with it, and yeah, these are some of the results I found. So if you found this video helpful, a like would be amazing, and if you want to follow along with what I'm doing on the car, then subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate it so much for your time. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.